Hello friends, now we have the English grammar tutorials. The simple past we have seen the form, the distribution, negative, yes or no question, WH question and passive. Now what remains is the uses, and this is the simplest of all tenses as far as uses are concerned. The first use of this tense is storytelling, for the purpose of storytelling. Because you say no, always you remember the stories you begin like, once upon a time there was a king. So that is past tense. And the king had 5 children and things like that. Okay, now the second use is, day-to-day life, we use to describe an action or tell of an action that happens prior to the time of speaking. That's the time. Prior means before. Prior or before. Before the time of speaking. So what happens? We therefore use words like yesterday, last night, on Tuesday or Monday, whatever it is, last week, last year, 2 days ago, 2 days, isn't it? 2 days ago, then last evening, then we say last afternoon, like that. So we say like that, yesterday always. So these are some of the words usually we use with the simple past. 2 days ago, 3 decades ago, 5 years ago, like that. So some time, some signal to say that the event is over. So prior to the time of speaking, or prior to or before the time of speaking, or an incident or something that happens before you narrate it or tell of that. Understand? Examples you can see. I went to Chennai yesterday. That's understood, yesterday. Or you can say they played chess last week. Okay? And then, so there is a finality. It's over. When I am speaking to you about it, it is over. I am speaking about something that happened before. You understand? Yes. Then you see, it rained in July this year. It rained in July this year. Then we had our breakfast, isn't it? We had our breakfast. Means it's over. We cannot have one more breakfast. Already we had our breakfast. Yes. They took, had is not past perfect, we have past tense. The past tense of has or have. That is. So they took meals. This morning. This morning they took meals. So you will be speaking, say after 10 o'clock or so. So this morning. Then, so now, the war broke out. The war broke out in 1947. The war broke out in 1947. See, the British landed in India in such and such year. So, a lot of things you have to say now about what has happened, or things that happened, events that happened in the past. Past means past, the definition of past is prior to the time of speaking. Simply, and many sentences we can say. Yesterday I met my friends. Last year I went to America. And last 2 days ago, I was in Singapore. I saw all the films directed by Bhim Singh. You know, Mind Chup Rahungi, etc. Famous films directed by Bhim Singh. Isn't it? Yes. And see, there was a quarrel between two friends of mine yesterday. There was, past tense of is, am. There was, is and am. There was. And then I took about 720 video classes during the last, say 2 years. I started this taking video classes in 2017. Now this is 2019. So that means I have covered about almost all past tense. I am speaking example for past tense. Almost all the lessons in literary criticism, right from Aristotle to say deconstruction. Now what is left is only the new historicism that you can expect next week also. That is about myself. So speaking like that, I was born in such and such year. See, I had my education in Indore, higher education in Indore. I was a student of Indore Christian College. So about me, past tense. Right. Indore Christian College, Indore. See, I did my BA in PMB Gujarati College, Indore. All those things in Indore, yes. So I lived in Indore for 10 years. Not 10 years. From, we can say, 1960 to 1970. So like that you can say. So this about you, about your past achievements, about your accomplishments, past accomplishments. I climbed Everest in 1943. I was not even born at that time. So that is example. I can say now, I met Hillary and yes. I met the mountaineers, see, 5 years ago. Yes, that is. I visited Bhutan in the year 1987. You go on speaking, and a very important point to remember is that when you introduce yourself for an interview, for the purpose of an interview and so on, then you use past tense. I was born there, and my parents were, if they are dead, you will say my parents were. I had my schooling there. I scored this much mark. So very important tense for us in day-to-day life. So the interviewer will say, now, come on, tell us something about yourself. So that is the first question. The first classic standard question of any interview is this: tell us something about yourself. You have to say all those things in past tense. So that is again another use of the past tense. So storytelling is actually a storytelling. You are telling your story to them. What happened, what impressed you, what were your accomplishments, what were your achievements, then what are the outstanding points that you want to mention, outstanding incidents in your life. So probably you got the first class, first rank in the university examination, or you won many trophies for the athletic meets conducted in the college. So lots of things. So past tense. Yes. So therefore, past tense is very important. It is so dynamically, we can say, connected with our day-to-day life. So you must master it. Past tense, the easiest tense in the tense system of English, but a slight problem if you consider it as a problem, that is irregular past tense and past participle. Like we say, go, went, gone. See, eat, ate, eaten. So there may be just 200 verbs or so. If you learn 5 verbs per day, it would say in 20 days time, 40 days time. That is 1.5 months. You will become master of all those words. All those different forms of the irregular verbs you can become master in 40 days. Because you learn just 5 words a day. See, for example, go. Then go, when, gone. Next, take, took, taken. Drink, drank, drunk. Swim, swam, swum. Run, ran, 5 days. So today this is enough. Tomorrow again 5. Like that. You can easily master without any difficulty. Write down these forms in your pocket, on a piece of paper, and put it in your pocket. When you are traveling by bus or school bus, going to school or going to market, it can be vegetable market, fish market, or any place, or Lulu Mall, or you want to go to a picnic, just keep it there. Once in a while, just go through that and just leave it like that. Forget again and read it again, and after some time you will become masters of that. It's as simple as that. Yeah. Now you see, compare the past tense with other tenses that we have already studied. We have studied present continuous, simple present, present perfect continuous. Now let's see. So look at these sentences we can see. First one is, it is raining now. That is at the time of speaking. The time scheme of these tenses, now if you compare this, we can see. I am taking example, and the example is the simplest of all. Simple sentence. It is raining now. It rains in July. It has rained for 2 hours. It has been raining since 5 p.m. today. It rained yesterday. See the time scheme, very simple. All the 5 tenses here. It is raining now, that is at the time of speaking. See, he is talking, they are playing, he is jumping, she is singing, the teacher is teaching. That means now. Now it rains in July. Means it can any time in July. No, but it doesn't say now or it rains in July. It's a general fact, isn't it? Some students are regularly irregular. It's a general fact. Some students remain absent every day. It's a general fact. Not a particular time. See, that's why it's called a simple present tense. Means no aspect, nothing. The other one, there is an aspect. What is the aspect? Progressive. The action is progressive. Now it has rained for 2 hours. It has rained, not now. By the time I say, it is over. So here it is, no specific time. No specific time. Here it is, completed. The action completed. This is important. By the time of speaking. So that is perfect, complete. That is the aspect of the present perfect. The action is completed. Understand? By the time. Afterwards, nothing more. There's rain for 2 hours, means now it is not rain. What do you think about now? Now it is not rain. But it has rained. Means started someday. Now it is. And now the same thing, it has been raining. So there's one more aspect. 2 aspects in that. One is progressive, the other is perfect. Therefore, the feeling is that, or the impression that you get is that, for some time it was continuing, but now it is over. Now no such thing. So here also, for some time it was continuing. but now over. Now over. You have seen now sometimes people a very important message when they convey over phone, there is a yes, so and so is moving to that place, over. Means cut. So the message is over, there is cut. Now you can speak. That way. So for some time it was continuing, but now over. But it rained yesterday means it rained yesterday. It is over, but the past yesterday. No idea of progress, no aspect of perfection. Perfection means perfect now. It doesn't. It is over. That's all. It doesn't say at what time yesterday. So it is no specific time, point of time in the past. No specific point of time. See, when you say it has been raining since 5 p.m. means now it's no more. Here, no specific point of time in the past means any time in the past this happened. Any time yesterday. Can be morning, can be evening, it can be night. If it is night, we say last night. So you can compare this now. It is raining now, present continuous. It rains in July, general statement. It has rained for 2 hours. Now, no. It has been raining, continuing, now, no. It rained yesterday. It rained yesterday sometime. We have no idea at what time. It can be morning, I don't know, 2 minutes, 5 minutes, something like that. No aspect. So, simple present and simple past tenses without any aspect. Aspect means English has 2 aspects. One is progressive, how the action goes. Is it progressing, continuing, or is it over, or perfect, or complete? Understand? And here is the difference between this is also complete. But in this case, there is a specific time when it is completed. At the time, by the time of the speaking, it is over. But here there is no specific time. Understand? That's one of the reasons why we say that if a point of time or specific time is mentioned in the past, you cannot use the present perfect tense. Many people confuse it like that. If you compare this, then you will understand. It rained yesterday. It has rained. See that? It rained yesterday means something that is over. It is in the past, very clear. Here means it has rained means by the time of speaking. By the specific time is there. The point of time when it is over, it is understood here. Therefore, you cannot say it has rained yesterday. As you cannot say. Because it has rained means it has rained by the time I speak. The action is over by the time I speak. That is present. The action is over, present. The other one is something that happens sometime. So this is why we say, in this if you say, it has rained yesterday. See the difference. When you say it has rained yesterday, means yesterday now. Again we say yesterday now. It's not possible. So more of this comparison we will see later. For the time being, I hope at least this idea might have gone into your mind. Is that alright? Yes. So uses of the simple present. First one is storytelling. Second is prior to the time of speaking. Third is that famous question, that classic question that will be asked to every candidate appearing for an interview by the interviewer. Tell us something about yourself. Tell us something about yourself. That means introduce yourself. You introduce either I am so and so, and then you go back, flashback. I was like this, I achieved this, I accomplished this, I was given this scholarship, I was given this trophy, things like that. Everything is in the past. I hope that this tense, the mastery of this tense will help you to get a job in the near future. Bye.